Right, this is it starting from scratch, just to get an idea how fast Linux boots. And this is what it will look like. It will give you a little menu. You can either go into XP or Windows 7 or whatever you're using, or you can go into Linux Mint. So you notice I don't take Windows off. That's a key point. You never take Windows off. And as default, I have Linux Mint as default. And just to give you an idea how fast this operating system is. It shouldn't take too long. We're 29 seconds into this video, so within 30 seconds it should be in the login screen, which is reasonably fast. And this computer isn't the newest computer in the world, it's like 4 years old now. So as I said, I expect your HDMI to be a lot quicker than this. I'm still using VGA PCI Express. Yeah, don't worry about the black screen, it's still doing things. Here we go. Notice I've got the TV set up, so it's basically two monitors, both independent of each other. And this is how fast login is. And again, you can see it's got touch sensitive settings, so if you had a touch screen monitor you can do certain things. And this is Linux Mint. Now I'll show you some few settings that you might not be aware of. You go into your software manager, and it's everything you see inside this software manager is free. It's very amazing. We've got featured software, or we've got all packages. I'm just going to pick that one, and this is a list of all of this you see here is free, by the way. Windows would never do any of this. So you see there's a lot of stuff here. I've got a lot of it on there already. Go to all packages, and this is millions. And in a minute I'll show you the ham stuff. Everything I'll talk about is free, by the way. Here we go. This is every single package that's free that's on Linux. All tried and tested, and got reviews, they've got ratings. It's all free. You see there's millions of them. Now just for argument's sake I can put in ham, and it will find all the ham related stuff. This is interesting. Here we go. Everything you see here is ham related. You would never get any other thing like this on Windows. It's all free. It's all sorts to do with everything to do with ham. We've got graphics. I know you're into your graphics. We've got a lot of things here, millions of things. Half of them I haven't even heard of, but yet they're there. Go back to categories, and I can show you sound and video and everything you're into. All this is free. There's millions of stuff there. We'll run through a few things with you. When you first start up your computer, every time you have to initialize a drive by clicking on it before it lets you have access to the files, obviously for security. If you need to access inside out, basically Windows stuff, you can. Here's the Windows stuff, so that's quite useful. I can show you basically what the menus look like. We've got Wine, we've got System Tools, alarm clocks, that's an extra that's free that I put on there. Blue proximity, so if I go out of range with my mobile it will lock the PC. If I come back in range it unlocks it. They're all free. Everything I talk about here is free. Yeah, it's perfect stuff. I love it. Other things, yeah, as I said, I've got my TV running, so I can open up things. I can drag it from one to the next screen. Now well that comes out there. You can see it appearing here and there. I can run virtual stuff, so if I go into type something, that's one way of doing it. You can click there. I also can have Firefox open, and I can start that as well. Here you go, this is how fast Windows virtually will run. And I'm in already. That's how fast virtual Windows is. Look at that, look how amazing this is. And this is how I use my Loud Talks on the PC. I use it virtually. So obviously there are a few things that you need to use Windows for, and that's why I got it running virtually, so I don't have to boot back into Windows just for one thing. I've got it here virtually, which is good for when you do restores. It's only one file. Everything on the virtual system is one file, easier to back up. You see, I've still got all that, so I still can use Windows inside Linux. That's perfect. I'll go through a few other things. I've got sound. These are all my sound programs. Mix is a good one, but it tends to like the only device with sound, so every other sound stops while you're using Mix. But it is good for what it does. Just remember to close it when you want sound in other applications. And you just literally drag things, you can play things, speed things up. You can do some scratching. You can even go in reverse. So yeah, that's that. Instead of uTorrent or BitTorrent, we use QBitTorrent, which is the Linux version. So for that, you go to internet, it'll be under here. So it's just as good as any other BitTorrent, and it's fast. It's fast as any other. You can see everything's always done. Ignore that. That's paused. But you can see it works just as any other computer. But yeah, it's so fast, man. For example, I'll go to a new tab, put in anything I want, and I'll search, see how fast the response is. There is no messing about. For example, if I want to log in my router, you can see how my router is configured. I'll show you the 128-bit encryption. This is Sky Internet as well, by the way. Here we go, we're in. Go into security. It'll be different on your router, but the principle is the same. We've got firewall and block, maintenance, advanced. Eventually you'll find your Wi-Fi settings. Here we go, wireless, network, maintenance. You might even be able to set up, haven't been in here for a while. But yeah, I've noticed the routers are not as fast as everything else. Here we go. Wireless settings. Yeah, you've noticed I've got similar settings as anyone else, but I have WEP. Here I have your passphrase. You can generate keys, but I use an online generator. Obviously you have an open system, which is a common misconception is they close it down. Not a good idea. You need to open it. You still have security with the WEP key, and you need to have WEP enabled, and then it'll work. But if you mix match that with the key or that with that, then you're going to get issues. So it needs to be WEP, it needs to be 128, it needs to be an open authentication type, and you need to have a key. You only need one passphrase and it generates all your keys. Then you select a key you want to use. Quite simple stuff. That's how I do it. I'm trying to think of any other way of showing you, but yeah, for example, you see how quick this shuts down, the virtual side. It's just faster than real computers. Ignore the door pulls. But yeah, that's off. As I said, you can have multiple tabs open. It doesn't really make a difference. It's how fast it should be. It should be straight there. Any slower than that, it shows you that you got Windows by default, because only Windows is that slower than that. So it shows you how fast it should be compared to what it is. I'll just load up a game. You see how fast this loads. And this is all secure as well, HTTPS, so it will be slower, but you know, you have to trade some sort of speed, some security while I use HTTPS. I can show you my local one as well. By default I use HTTPS. That's how fast it works on mine. Don't know how fast it is from the outside, but it should be a little slower than that. It's instant pretty much. And again, you can just put things onto your TV, you know, play videos from there and do what you got to do. You have got a touch sensitive thing for if you've got touch screens. I don't really like it, but it's there if you need it. So yeah, it's just a quick run through. I can show you other things. Got terminal, which is how you can do certain commands. You can locate files with it. It's faster than any search protocol. Like locate, backup, for example, and it will find every single version of a backup. And you can go through and find out where they link to and There's all sorts of clever stuff. But there's forums to help you with things you don't understand, and this is how it ends up. So it's pretty done anyway. But my battery's running low, so I'll upload this.